like...
Well, they start testing you. Like, they're like, let's play this out, right? And there's that story where he makes you swim out to the boat.
On my own, Wednesday night. And that fucked me up because my knee was, it was broken. It was fucked up bad. And it's Wednesday of Hell Week, and all the boat crews are past the surf zone. And I just got a Toradol shot in my knee because I'm not gonna. Let's go, man. We're going. And it's fucking like it's real late at night, and it was fucking raining, and the class is past the surf zone, and I'm still not a big fan of the fucking water. The ocean is very unforgiving. And I had this big life jacket on, and SBG's like, hey, follow me, man. Should we run a mile down to where the boat crews were at out past the surf zone? I'm thinking, hey, we can wait for him to come on in. He goes, hey, man, get a chem light. You broke a chem light, put on my hat and said, go out and fucking get him. And I was on my own. There was no swim buddy, so I can buzz you for swim buddy.
Yeah.
And when he said that to me, I said, are you, in my mind, I said, this motherfucker is joking. He's gotta be joking, man. It's Wednesday.
He must have been thinking, like, I'm gonna break this guy. Like, this is gonna be the moment.
I think that's what it was, but we're pretty tight now. And he said, no, that wasn't it at all. He said, you're one of the only people in my tenure as a BUD/S instructor that I've ever done that with. He said, I knew a person like you would have found that as a challenge. And I had to dig deep because I didn't want to look at him and say, hey man, I'm not doing that shit. Even though I think I could have because there was no swim buddy. Yeah. You don't go out there Wednesday night after like 80 hours of Hell Week and you're like seeing stars and shit that like I'm during the daytime. You're seeing boats that are out there. You're hallucinating. You're all over the place. He sent me out there. I was like, okay, this is my time to show one of the baddest motherfuckers in the world that it's on. So I got my shit, man. I went out there and did it, and I detail it well in the book, but it was a moment that I started realizing I'm starting to separate myself now.
Yeah. So there's two kind of themes that emerge from that. One is this idea of taking souls,
right?
This sense that, hey, I came from nothing and I'm here amongst the best, and then starting to realize, like, hey, these people are human.
Right.
How can I get my tactical advantage?
Right.
And you explore this idea of taking souls, which essentially is going places no one else is willing to go to fuck with their heads.
That's it.
Right.
That's it.
To get like the upper hand on everybody else.
When you grow up weak and you start to master your mind, because my whole thing is whenever I'm weak at something, whenever I'm scared of something, I master it. I was a weak-minded person, so I mastered my mind. And in mastering my mind, I mastered the human mind. And I realized why I no longer judge people, why I no longer put people on a pedestal, because we're all fucked up our own way. We all have demons. Some people hide them better than other people. So I know we all have them. By me knowing that, I know that most alpha males are very fragile. Very fragile. They never want to see another person harder than them, especially in that kind of realm.
The ego attachment.
The ego,
is very strong.
Ego will fuck you up every time. Ego is serious. So if I can hurt your ego, I got you. So by me having such a fragile ego growing up, all this was my advantage. I was doing a live autopsy on how fucked up I was. I was like, hey, this fucks me up. I bet it fucks other people up too. So I started using all these different tools and tactics to get in instructors' heads. And the taking souls, that's where it happened, man. We're Wednesday, freezing fucking cold. Everybody's jackhammering. Everybody wants to, everybody's just wanting to get through it now.
Jackhammering is when you just can't stop shivering.
You can't stop shivering. You're sitting there, this uncontrollably jackhammering. And the instructors take great pride in watching you suffer. They do. We, in a sick way, it's kind of funny. You were there once as a student. Now you're an instructor. But I knew, how would I be thinking if I was an instructor? I would love seeing this sadistic shit go on. But what wouldn't I like to see? I would hate to see some guys just looking like this is just another fucking day on the fucking beach and go fuck yourself. I would hate to see that.
Yeah.
So
because they all want to think like when they did it, they were harder.
They were harder.
Yeah.
Everybody's hard. So I said, you know what, man? It's time. I can't fight you. You guys can fuck me up all day long. That's your job, and I love your job. I love what you guys are doing. You guys are making us better. But now I'm going to take the tactical advantage, and I'm going to start fucking with you. So I got my boat crew, Bill Brown. I had Chris Kyle on my boat crew,
right.
American Sniper. I had a couple of hardcore motherfuckers. And everybody right now is kind of like in their own world. Let's just get through this, man. I can't wait till Friday so we can graduate, how we can get going. I said, let's go ahead and have some fun. I said, we're gonna start fucking with these guys. So the evolution here was we just got through with med check. You know, we're stripped down to nothing, and they're checking us out, making sure we're good. You know, checking for pneumonia, checking for fucked up knees. My knees all jacked up, but they're giving me shots and shit. And I was like the boat crew leader of boat crew 2. Mm-hmm. So I'm in the front of the boat, and I tell our guys, this is what we're gonna do. The boat was like on our heads. So all it was, we're supposed to lift the boats up above our head. That's all you gotta do. But when you're this weak, you're this fragile, you're this tired, the boat's heavy. So there's a thing you can do when you do boat presses. You can get the boat and like just toss it up and catch it. And that shows like you're jacked up. So everybody's holding the boat and they're shaking and the boat's starting to come down their head and all the boat crews are all lined up and they're fucked up. And I'm looking at that and I turn around my boat crew and I say, hey guys, it's time to fucking take some souls. And they'd be like, what the fuck are you talking about? I said, we're gonna get you. I go, see all these fucking instructors out here, all in their fucking jackets and drinking coffee and laughing and smiling and shit. I want their fucking faces to go straight up fucking numb. So we're gonna do this. We're gonna start boat pressing this motherfucker. Just take my lead, trust me, you'll get energy from it. We start throwing this boat up in the fucking air, catching it, throwing it up and catching it, and we start yelling, can't hurt fucking boat crew 2. We're yelling our fucking ass off, and we're doing it. And they make us stop, like what the fuck, like stop. I look at these instructors, and their faces literally look like someone just took their soul out. Cause I know where their minds were. Like they were thinking about themselves. Like, what the fuck just happened, man? I know me on Wednesday, I couldn't have done that. How are they doing it? So the rest of the time, going through Hell Week, it was like we owned it. We owned it.
Right.
Boat Crew 2, we won every single race. We were just dominating. And it was a strong boat crew, and that's where Taking Souls is, there's a few Taking Souls stories, but that's one of them.
Yeah, and part of that is learning how to be a leader. Like when you're dealing with these alpha males and these huge egos, there's this tendency to just try to outshine the next guy, right? You tell an example, there's another guy who kind of proceeds along that path.
Right.
And he realizes very quickly that he's not going to make it because he doesn't know how to build camaraderie with the other guys.
Right. Talk about Mr. Dobbs. He's a good friend of mine still to this day. And he went into that place, man, and I knew where he was going. It's in my 3rd Hell Week. And I knew Sean real well, but I knew he was real arrogant. He had a serious chip on his shoulder like I do. I still do. I got to control it every now and then, and it got me in a lot of trouble sometimes. But I knew he had it. I knew that chip on your shoulder not being controlled, it will get you fucked up, and it cost him a lot going through buds. And I saw the look. Because I once had the look when I was going through pararescue school. When something got so hard and your mind can't process the hardness, you don't know the right tools to get through something hard because you've never been challenged before. I could tell he was a superhuman, that nothing ever challenged him. But I knew, because I already been through Hell Week a couple times, I knew, motherfucker, don't underestimate that shit. It will find a fucking demon and it will bring out some insecurities in you, and it did. And it was like maybe 30 hours in the Hell Week or something like that. I'm looking over at him, and I smiled at him. We're standing just like this in line, and he's getting his med check. A doctor's looking at him. It happened just to be beautiful timing. And I'm sitting there, I'm getting med checked, and I'm looking at him, and his eyes says he's 1,000 yards still looking right through me. And he's getting med checked, and I'm looking at him, and before all this happened, I told him, I said, don't underestimate this motherfucker, man. He goes, I can't ever see myself quitting shit, Goggins. I go, watch out. I go, this motherfucker will get in your head. I go, the end is a long way away. So we're sitting there eye to eye, and he didn't see me. I'm right in front of him. And I can tell he's thinking he has that quitting mind starting up. And I look at him, I go, I told you, motherfucker. I told you, motherfucker. And next thing I knew, man, a car pulls up, and he rolled out.
Rings the bell.
He rings the bell and he quits. But it was he's a great human being, hard motherfucker. It doesn't make you, when you quit something like that, man, it's a huge lesson learned that I can't go into anything thinking that there's nothing that's not going to get in my way. You got to be prepared for all those obstacles.
Right. Well, on this theme of the reader being the hero here, like what is the takeaway on the stealing souls thing? Because that's one of the challenges.
Well, there's tons of takeaways with that one, man. It's about finding energy and strength when you have none. Like a lot of times in life, like that situation right there, man, it's the worst time of your life. There's energy all around us, but we think that we have to have it. It has to come externally a lot of times. We gotta have like a TV in front of us, watch somebody, listen to a podcast, listen to a great music. A lot of times in life, it's fucking quiet. And those are the times when you want to run and hide. You gotta be able to find energy. You gotta make up games, make up tricks, make up whatever you can to get to the next evolution of life. So taking souls is just another way. It's not about hurting the person you're against. It's about finding a tactical advantage in every situation you fucking physically can to get to the next. You're trying to inch further to the goal line. And you don't want to go.
And what is that goal line?
The goal line is whatever it is for you. For me, I want to get through Hell Week. I want to get through Hell Week with my head up high, being strong. I don't know what the goal line is for everybody. My goal line has been very different for most people. But you're trying to find energy and strength to stay in the fight, to continue on until you get that second wind. The second wind is coming, whatever the second wind may be for you. It's coming. But what happens is we get so stressed out that the end is so far away that we just can't find another foothold or another handhold, so we jump off the cliff and we just fall. There's another one, you gotta find it. So taking soul is one way to do it.